So what's the deal with injuries in professional wrestling right now? It feels like one of those, times where we just see a whole lot of injuries. Like I remember a couple of years ago, this happened as well, and it's happening again, not only in AEW, but in WWE as well. I mean, we have Will Hobbs just announcing he's injured and he's going to be out for God knows how long. Julia Hart, she lost her championship. We wondered why. Well, because she was also injured as well. And Dominic Mysterio is out of there with a shoulder injury, if I believe. And Rhea Ripley, and even more injuries like Charlotte. She's been injured for a while. And we even talked about on this channel. Seth Rollins, obviously he's out 2 to 8 months, maybe even more than that. Fellas, what's going on in the world of wrestling, man? What do you think about all these injuries? We'll start with Brian.
Oh man, these injuries right now, they're just ridiculous. Things that you don't even expect are just happening at this point. Dominic Mysterio, that one actually surprised me just a little bit because I didn't hear no report of him being injured till he went on TV with the sling on his arm. So that was a little surprising to me too. The way Rhea Ripley got injured, just interesting. I mean, right now, a lot of major stars are out, such as Charlotte, Rhea, Seth. So we have to see if the program will cool down a little bit. Is it going to continue the way it's going? We don't know, but we do know that they're losing some big household names for a couple months.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Kenny?
Yeah, like Brian just said, Charlotte, Rhea, Seth, Dominic Mysterio. Funny, he only mentioned the WWE names, but the biggest injury on this list, y'all, is Julia Hart. And this one is the one that really got me concerned because she was just injured before she had this match, really, before her title run. She left, she lost that match, came back, and then she finally won the championship. So this kind of got me wondering, is she going to be one of those wrestlers who are injury prone, much like a CM Punk, much like a, who's the young lady? Mercedes Moné. Julia Hart is a smaller woman, and it seems like these smaller wrestlers do get injured more often, and that's something, that's the reason Vince McMahon really didn't want to push him that much. So I'm just hoping she doesn't fall in that category. Maybe this is just freak stuff that's going on with her, but I think she's really good. She's really young, and getting all of these injuries really young is not going to be good because you're kind of punching these off of your cards very early on. So we'll see where it goes with her. I know I was upset when she actually lost the match so fast, but it makes sense. If she's injured, I don't think they should have put her in that ring in the first place. So hopefully things go well with her and she gets back in here pretty soon because I think she is on a pretty big upward trajectory. Now, as y'all see on y'all screen here as well, Will Hobbs, another guy who is injured, he has star potential, but AEW has not been utilizing him well. We know contract season is kind of in the wind right now, so I don't know where Will Hobbs stands or if he will end up back with AEW, but they've been kind of hot and cold with him so far. So taking him off TV, making people miss him and not actually see him every now and then, that could give him the chance to come back hot because you can re-debut him in a big spot. Maybe he wins the TNT championship off the bat. So sometimes these injuries do create great opportunities, but of course, we don't want to see these people injured and out of work. So hopefully they clear up pretty soon. But yeah. A lot of names. Hate to see it. Good thing for Rhea Ripley, it happened post WrestleMania, but never too good to be injured.
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of names, like you said, and there are even more names probably that we're missing. But these are, let's say, higher profile names too. Like Dominic was on the best run of his career. Rhea Ripley, I mean, inarguable best run in the women's division perhaps of all time, and gets injured by a freak accident, basically just ramming her shoulder to the wall. Any type of spot you would do every night of the week, it just happens to injure you. But I think both Dominic, because his surname is Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley, because of what she's done up until this point, they're going to be pretty safe. Other injuries I mentioned, like Charlotte from the WWE camp, like Charlotte and Seth Rollins, they're going to be pretty safe. Charlotte, I'm sure, is pretty close to returning. I am actually, let me backtrack on that, maybe not, but she's been injured for a while, that's what I want to say. And I would assume now she'd be close to returning. But hey, she's Charlotte, one of the most successful women of all time. They got a good spot. Seth Rollins as well. He's someone it's been really recently gone under surgery, so he's definitely gone for a couple of months at least. But even if he does this John Cena freaky, return from injury thing, like physically in real life, he shouldn't come back to wrestling, in my humble opinion, because I think it's way too early. So that's what I want to ask you guys for. First of all, do you think Seth Rollins should just wait it out and make us miss him? That's question number one. And do you think we look at, Will Hobbs and Julia Hart? These are younger talent that need to be on TV more. And I think their injuries put them in a more dangerous position. Would you agree with this statement? As opposed to the WWE guys, where all of them, they seem to have a safe, place to return to booking wise. So yeah, first question, like I said, should Seth Rollins wait? And then is AEW injury people, are they more kind of, screwed, for lack of a better word? And Kenny, you know what? I'm going to throw it back to you.
So with Seth Rollins, should he return immediately? I don't think he needs to. One thing is, if he is planning on leaving WWE, then maybe he wants to return immediately, just because they can freeze his contract. If he's out, then he's not on TV. And again, if they want to extend the contract based on that injury, then they can do that. So I think that would really be up to him on if he just wants that time to keep running or if he wants to be able to be put on hold. But I think if he is going to stick with WWE, which we see a lot of people re-signing right now, I think there is a big chance that he's going to re-sign as well. Then keep him off of TV. Make people miss him, because he's been on here for a while and it's kind of gotten to the point where he has been stale. And if he does come back, like after a while, I think he needs a new gimmick. So keep him off TV, make us miss him, rework who that guy is, because I think he's one of the best in the business right now, and he just hasn't really been painted that way. So we'll see where it goes with him. Rhea Ripley, I don't think she should have dropped the belt. I think if she's only going to be gone for a few months, you could have kept the title on her, had her coming out for the draft, just doing promo segments, working around the Judgment Day with these guys, apparently looking like they're going to break up. There's things you could have done with her. So I say if that was your plan, just keep her off TV and bring her back on. As far as the AEW injuries, Julia Hart,
keep
her off TV.
Ooh, okay.
I think they did a really cool segment before she went out on X, which is something they should have shown on TV, where she was crying in the background. Brody King came out, put her hand on her shoulder, put the jacket over her, and told her to rebuild. That was a good way to kind of send her off. I just wish we saw it on TV. And Will Hobbs, again, I don't think it could hurt him at all. It could hurt him, but it really just depends on how they bring him back. Because if they keep him off TV, bring him back in a spot where he is a star, maybe even winning the TNT championship off the bat, then you can make him hotter than he ever was. So it just really depends on how they play everything on what they need to do. Brian, what do you think?
I think Seth Rollins needs to go away for a while. I like Seth Rollins, but I've said this, man. There has been no time for us to miss him as fans.
Yep.
So I'm really, really hoping that it does take him a while. He takes his time to come back. Rhea Ripley, I do agree with Kenny. They should have not taken the title off her, but there is something in the back that I have to assume that we don't know. And that's the reason why they pulled the trigger on that and decided to get it off her. Now, Julia Hart and Will Hobbs, it's really tough because I don't know how they're going to follow up after Julia Hart injury, being that when people lose their championships, they go off TV and we don't see them for like ever. Just like Christian Cage. I mean, he could have gone on break, but he lost his title. I haven't seen the guy since. And maybe I've just missed Collision and I haven't seen him, but they just don't do well at following up their former champions. So we have to see what they do, but hopefully they do keep them on TV at some point once they are ready to come back, because those are young talent that, that are homegrown in AEW, and they have a chance to continue that. So I hope that they keep them on there as well.
Well, I see. Yeah, I mean, those are all pretty good takes. And before we get out of here, I got just one last post. I want to show you guys right here. We got to take a look at this. So this is the injured list. We got CM Punk. We forgot about CM Punk. He's injured. Seth Rollins, we mentioned. Rhea Ripley. Drew McIntyre is apparently injured. Do you guys know anything about that?
I didn't know that.
I know that.
Yeah, Charlotte Flair, we know that. Eric, yeah, he's been out for a while. Braun Strowman had a neck surgery. He's not been wrestling ever since 2023 yet. It's maybe been a year. Dominic Dominic, we know. Sonya Deville, I think she just took her leave. I didn't know. I didn't know she was injured. We got Biggie, obviously. Wesley, back injury. Ugh. Big Easy, Big Easy. That's a whole nother video. And someone, someone named Cora Jade, or maybe Cora Jade.
Cora Jade, come on, man. And she didn't even name Nikita Lyons. Nikita Lyons tore her ACL as well.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Jeez.
So they're over there right now, man. WWE is plagued with injuries, ACLs, and all types of stuff. So that post is nuts. And the fact that there was like 10 wrestlers there and they're still missing people, nuts.
Yep. And he only named WWE guys and girls. So, I mean, the injury list is pretty crazy right now. And they got some pretty big names out.